Welcome back. In episode 2 of Engine Basics, we will be comparing diesel and gasoline engines. In this segment, we will learn the differences between diesel and gasoline engines. Comparing diesel and gasoline engines. Like diesel engines, gasoline engines use combustion from the four-stroke cycle to create energy to do work. But there are some slight differences in the process. Let's see what those differences are. Diesel engines do not require spark. Probably the most obvious difference between diesel and gasoline engines is that diesel engines do not require a spark for ignition. Instead, air is compressed to such a high ratio that it heats the air in the combustion chamber enough to ignite the fuel. Diesel engine combustion chamber design. Combustion chamber design is also different between diesel and gasoline engines. In diesels, there is very little room between the cylinder head and the piston at top dead center, producing the high compression ratio. Most diesel pistons have the combustion chamber formed right into the top of the piston. Gasoline engine combustion chamber design. In gasoline engines, the combustion chamber is formed into the cylinder head. The space between the piston and cylinder head is larger than in a diesel, resulting in a lower compression ratio. Diesel engines can perform more work. Another major difference is the amount of work the engine is capable of performing at lower RPM. In general, diesel engines usually operate between 800 and 2200 RPM and provide more torque and more power to do work. Both engines convert heat energy to motion using the four-stroke cycle. Diesel engines are more fuel efficient. Diesel engines are generally more fuel efficient for the amount of work output than gasoline engines. It requires relatively small amounts of fuel to produce the rated horsepower output in a diesel engine. Diesel engines are heavier. Diesel engines are generally heavier than gasoline engines because the diesel engine must withstand higher combustion pressures and temperatures. Compression ratios. Diesel engines generally use higher compression ratios to heat the air to combustion temperatures. Most diesel engines generally have a 13:1 to 20:1 compression ratio. Gasoline engines generally use compression ratios between 8:1 to 11:1. Those were the differences between diesel and gasoline engines. And this concludes the lesson of today.